Today in America, young people need three critical things to develop a tremendous competitive advantage in their life. And in these three things, they have to work together to create a synergy for young people. The first of these three things is robust academic knowledge. Robust academic knowledge is critically important. It's critically important today. It was 5 years ago, 50 years ago. It's still important today. But here's where the world's changed. You know, there was a time in America where you could have just robust academic knowledge and you would do pretty well. In fact, the more robust academic knowledge you had, the more what you would make. If you said money, you're correct. Because the more money, you know, some of us who are even a little bit older, remember the stair steps? If you had this much education, you made this. If you had this much education, you made this, so much, right? And we remember those things. This is where the world's changed. It's not necessarily true anymore. It's not necessarily untrue, it's just not necessarily true either. There's now two critical things you have to add to robust academic knowledge. The first of these is technical competencies. Technical competencies are those things you can do in your head and in your hands. So whether you want to be a surgeon or an accountant, a chef or an auto tech, whether you want to be a software programmer or someone in bioscience, no matter where you go, you have to have the technical competencies to be able to do it. And a lot of employers today are training for technical competencies, but young people today need to start learning them at younger ages so that they have the ability to pivot and adapt to whatever the world throws at them. And then the third, and what is probably today the most important part of the competitive advantage, is professional skills. Professional skills are things like work ethic, punctuality, leadership, communication, work-life balance, stress management, critical thinking, emotional intelligence, problem solving, networking, flexibility. All of these things are critically important today for us to be able to connect the dots to a competitive advantage for young people. And so professional skills, which a lot of you may call them soft skills. I changed the term about 10 years ago to professional skills because I think professional skills or soft skills makes it sound like they're unimportant when I think they're the darn near most important things we can give our young people today. And so professional skills are critical. Robust academic knowledge, technical competencies, and professional skills working together to create a tremendous competitive advantage in our young people so that they are coming out into a world prepared to adapt accordingly. You know, there was recently a statistic that 65% of third graders in America today will likely work in careers and occupations that do not exist today. That's an extraordinary stat. Because if you really wrap your head around that, that means the information and what we give young people today has to be these three critical things so that they can connect the dots with where they want to go for their own unique interests, talents, and abilities. And so that's where we sit today on the scale of competitive advantage. But at any given point, young people today have to be able to see purpose. They have to see a light at the end of the tunnel.